Hey everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Great to have you with us on a Monday night. Been looking forward to this album release for a long time. We've had some involvement with it, got to be there for some of the recording of it. We've been anxiously awaiting it, and it is finally here. It is a fabulous tribute to the great Lefty Frizzell, and it's bringing together an all-star cast of artists to celebrate the enduring legacy of the great Lefty Frizzell in a collection of new recordings and classic favorites, and each track highlights Lefty's profound influence on generations of singers and songwriters, and I'm so glad to have the man himself that put it all together. We're going to play every song from this album for you tonight, and I want you to know you're going to be able to get a copy of it. We'll make sure you have all the information, but it's an honor to have my buddy David Frizzell on the show tonight. David, how are you, my friend?
Scott, I'm telling you what, we've been having a heck of a time with this, and it's been unbelievable. The making of it, the working with it, and the kickoff we had last Friday was just beyond imagination.
That's wonderful.
We had just all kinds of people. We had people come over as far away as Scotland.
Wow.
Came to that for that this album release party. And it was my birthday as well, so a lot of people came down for the birthday.
Well, that's
but
perfect.
I mean, we had people come. We had people drive all the way up from Texas.
Wow.
We had people. I mean, it was just completely packed with people. And the museum is a beautiful place to be, and they got a beautiful. We got a really beautiful thing of Lefty there, with all kinds of different things of Lefty, and then they got another display case with David Frizzell, Shelley West, Dottie West, and Kenny Rogers, and they just got a tremendous museum there, and we picked that. We packed that thing up as many people as you can get in there,
that's great.
from all over the world.
That's
Unbelievable.
Fabulous.
So I had a great birthday party, but I also had a tremendous release party for this album.
Well, that's perfect. You got a lot of celebrations going on. I know you and Joe just had an anniversary, and Joe's got a birthday in there, and so happy birthday, happy anniversary, and all that great stuff. October is a good month for you guys.
We just packed everything off. It's a matter of it took us forever to get this thing done, but we packed it all up in 2 days.
Man, that's great.
Bill Anderson, one of the great. So we'll talk about all that. I just love these people. And I had a chance to work with some of the most incredible people that's ever put a pen to paper.
Well, you sure did.
And,
You've put together a great project.
Unbelievable, my friend. And I'm so happy that this is out. David Frizzell presents Frizzell and Friends, a tribute to brother Lefty Frizzell.
Nashville,
We
America
all come up
Records.
with that name.
That's wonderful. DavidFrizzell.com is David's website. You can order your physical copy there, and there's all sorts of great places to stream and listen to the album. We're going to put all those links on our Facebook page for My Kind of Country. Make sure you can get this in your hands any way you want to listen to it, because you're going to want to hear it. You're going to hear it tonight here in its entirety, but you're going to want to have your own copy. That is for sure.
Oh, that's so good. Well, it's been, like I said, it has been a while, but what a trip and what a journey I've had in putting this all together and working with such amazing people. I mean, simply amazing. Freddie Hart's one of the most incredible people. And you met him and you know him, so you know I'm not kidding.
Well, that song is, we'll talk about that one. It's called Lefty, and it's a song that Freddie wrote just about Lefty Frizzell. And some years ago, before he recorded this, he was on my show. And he said that he had written this song about Lefty, and he actually sang it to me on the air, and I recorded it, and I remember sending it to you. And then when we were down in Pigeon Forge for the NACMA Awards, we were sitting on the bus there, and you were asking Freddie about it, and he sang it for you there on the bus. And you said, you got to come and record that. And so a couple months later, we all went back to Nashville, and Freddie Hart recorded that song. We were there for it.
My goodness. And it just stands out on this album. Well, every song on this album stands out, but I got some special, real great memories of that one. It's taken with me forever. Freddie Hart's one of our best buddies. I've known him since I was a kid.
Yeah, and
just one of the amazing persons.
Lefty gave Freddie his start in the business, and I know that Freddie helped you with your first single, which was released on Columbia Records, a song that he wrote.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And my goodness, just a full circle thing, you know. So it was great to be there for that, for sure.
Yeah.
And we're going to play that one. And we were also there when Mr. Bill Anderson came in and did his part on Saginaw, Michigan. And a lot of folks don't know that he actually was a co-writer on that song, right?
Yeah, he sure was. I tell you what, I've loved that song. It came out in '64, and it went to a big #1 hit. And I've loved the song ever since I heard it. I was in the Air Force at that time. I was getting ready to be discharged, getting ready to leave. I was in the Air Force for 4 years, and Lefty used to come up around where I was at and play some of the NCO clubs and officer clubs. I'd get in there and play with and get up on the stage with him. You know, I was just a little private, you know. But he'd come up and he'd play, and I'd get up and play with him. I worked with him for all the time I was a kid, and I finally had to leave him. He was getting ready to take me into the Army, and that's fine and dandy and everything. In those days, they would call you in, you know.
Right.
And but before I went in the Army, I went ahead and joined the Air Force. Another couple of buddies of mine wanted to join the Air Force, so I went in there with them. And so I had to leave Lefty for a little while. But when I got out of the service, that song in 1964 is when I got out. That song was #1, and I just loved it from the time I first heard it until I still sing it today. And you know that, so.
You betcha.
It's just a great song.
Just wonderful songs from this project. Frizzell and Friends, tribute to Brother Lefty Frizzell, Nashville, America Records, davidfrizzell.com.
Lefty, Lefty, you're still one of a kind. Lefty, hey, good buddy, you left a lot of you behind. There's so many imitations of the voice we love so well. And Lefty, they sing pretty, but they're not Lefty Frizzell. Now Lefty wasn't no angel. He was more like you and me, living fast and loving hard. Now that was Lefty's cup of tea. And he was a good example. Many lives he played a part, like Mr. Easy Loving. You know, he gave that boy his start. Now Lefty was something special when he walked out on the stage. A touch of magic when he sang, I love you 1,000 ways. Big crowds came to hear him sing. People, they stood from wall to wall. And Lefty could bring the house down with a thunder of applause. He's in the Hall of Fame now. Well, that's where he belongs. He'll always be remembered in spirit and in song. A giant in country music was Lefty's legacy. He's gone now, but he's still here, living on in history. Sing it pretty, Lefty. Sing it pretty.
I was born in Saginaw, Michigan. I grew up in a house in Saginaw Bay. My daddy was a poor, hard-working Saginaw fisherman. Too many times he came home with too little pay. I loved Digger in Saginaw, Michigan. daughter of a wealthy man. But he called me that son of a Saginaw fisherman, and not good enough to claim his daughter's hand. Now I'm up here in Alaska, looking around for gold. Like a crazy fool I'm a digging, and this frozen ground's so cold. But as each new day I pray I'll strike it rich, and then I'll go back home and claim my love in Saginaw, Michigan. I wrote my love in Saginaw, Michigan. I said, honey, I'm coming home, please wait for me. And you can tell your dad that I'm coming back a richer man. I've hit the biggest strike in Klondike history. Her daddy met me in Saginaw, Michigan. He gave me a great big party with champagne. Then he said, son, you're a wise, young, ambitious man. Don't you want to sell your father-in-law your Klondike claim? And now he's up there in Alaska. He's digging in the cold, cold ground. The greedy fool is looking for the gold I never found. It serves him right, and no one here is missing him, least of all the newlyweds of Saginaw, Michigan. We're the happiest man and wife in Saginaw, Michigan. And he's ashamed to show his face in Saginaw, Michigan.
David, I know it's a great subject to always talk about Merle Haggard, and Merle is he's all over this record. You've got a duet with him, and you've got a song that you recorded that was a big hit for Merle that I know you wanted to get your hands on, but I'm going to let you tell our listeners about these two great songs that are on this project with Merle.
Oh, yeah, dude, Merle was like, actually, Merle became like a brother. He was real close to Lefty, you know. I tell you, the two biggest Lefty Frizzell fans in the world is me and Merle Haggard. And now you.
Oh, yeah.
But, pardon me. But Merle Haggard was just like a... Anyway, he was playing up at Harrah's in Reno, and I was playing Shy Clown in Sparks, which is just right next to each other, out of Nevada. And one afternoon, I got a call from him, and he said, "David, come down here, and let's get together for a little while." So, well, Merle Haggard called you. Where are you going to run down? So that's what I did. I got down there with him, and when I walked into the room, he had a guitar in his lap, and I sat down with him, and I said, "Merle, I have got to have a hit song. I mean, I know you write hit songs all the time, but I said, you never gave me one. I need a hit song." He said, "Well, sit down there, David, and we'll go through a bunch of songs." And I think I was with Capitol Records at that time, or it might have been Columbia. I can't remember which one at this point. But I was getting ready to do it. Now I must have been Capitol because Buck Owens was producing me at that time. And so I sat down there. I said, "I got to have it, Merle. In this business, in this music business, you got to have a hit song before you're anybody. You can do anything you want to. You can have all them top 20s you want, top 10s you want, but you got to have a number one song to become, to make it in this business. You got to have a hit." So we started singing something, but he said, "Well, let me sing you something." He said, "I just wrote this, and he said, and so he sang me a song called "That's the Way It Was in '51." And I said, "Merle, man, I got to have that song. He said, David, I said, I got to have that song, Merle. That's a hit song, and I got to have it. He said, David, I can't give you that song. That's my next single. I said, Merle, I can't have it. I got to have that song. But I never could get it because it was his next single, so I didn't get the song. But a few years later, was getting ready to do a tribute to Merle on a television show, the Country Family Reunion Show, and is what it was. And so we was going to do a tribute to Merle. Me and a bunch of other artists was going to come in and do a TV show and a tribute to Merle. And Merle was going to be there, which is really nice. So we started putting that together, and then Merle passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So then it became a kind of a different tribute show after that. But they asked me what song I wanted to do, and I said, I want to do That's the Way It Was in 51. They said, we have no reason to think you couldn't do it. So, so I did the song on That's the Way It Was in 51 on that Country Reunion show. And that's just one of my favorite songs that I've ever had a chance to record or even listen to. When you listen to Merle sing it, you almost say, well, maybe I better not do it. But anyway, that's one of the biggest songs of mine that I do out there. I mean, it's up in the millions. It's an incredible song. It's on this album.
I think that Merle would have been very happy to be able to hear you have finally got to sing a song.
Oh God! And then on the TV show, I was producing a TV show for one of the networks, and Merle came in, and me and him did a duet on "If You Got the Money, I've Got the Time."
Yeah.
And it's a duet with me and Merle Haggard singing a Lefty Frizzell song, and it is so. And it's a video as well as on this album, a song on this album. It is so unbelievable. Working with Merle Haggard is an absolute thrill of a lifetime.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
There's so many people on this album. Just get a chance to people saying, David, it took you a long time to do it. I said, yeah, but look how much fun I had doing it.
That's right. Now you went out to Merle's ranch to record that song, did you not?
Oh, we recorded. We sure did. I went up to his house, and he had a studio up there, buddy. You just wouldn't even believe. He had a couple $1 million studio up there.
Wow.
It was amazing. But we, me and my wife Joanne, and my engineer Steve went up there. Chandler, you remember Steve Chandler?
You betcha.
And we went up there. We was up at his place 2 or 3 different times. But yeah, we went up there and we recorded this song and 2 or 3 others. Just amazing.
There's a neat thing about that song, If You've Got the Money, with Merle, is that the guitar player on there is Mr. Norm Stevens, and Norm ended up actually traveling with Merle for a while, and he was playing. He played on the original recording of Lefty's If You Got the Money, and he's playing on that with you guys on this version too.
He actually did. It was, and it came out. Actually, Merle didn't know it, but he lived only about 2 or 3 blocks away from him.
Oh my gosh!
There in California, and didn't know it, and found out that he was there. Norm Stevens was there, and brought him over to the house, and I was there, and met with him and everything, and he came into the studio with us and recorded that, and did it note for note the way he did it with Lefty.
That's amazing.
When you hear this thing, it's just gonna blow you away. That's all there is to it.
If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin' and we'll have a time. We'll make all the nice spots, dance, drink beer and wine. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. Start out tonight with Fred Jordan, boy, and we'll spread it right. We'll have all the way down the line. If you got the money, honey, I got the time. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin', yeah, we'll have a time. Bring along your Cadillac, leave my own wreck behind. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. Doug Colassio. We're going honky-tonkin', make every club in town. We'll go to the park where it's dark, won't fool around. You run short on money, I'll run short of time. You with no more money, honey, I'm no more time. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin' and we'll have time. Bring along your Cadillac, leave my own wreck behind. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world famous Norm Stevens on his electric guitar.
If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin' and we'll have a time. Bring along your Cadillac, leave my own wreck behind. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. '66, still a narrow two-lane highway. Harry True was the man who ran the show. That bad Korean War was just beginning, and I was just 3 years too young to go. Country music hadn't gone to New York City yet, and the serviceman was proud of what he'd done. Hank and Lefty crowded every jukebox. That's the way it was, 51. There's so much about the good old days I'd love to tell. There's folks around I know still remember oh well. Slow dancing close together when a ballad played, 'cause a thing called rock and roll yet to come. Big year for a driving restaurant call. That's the way it was in 51. There's so much about the good old days I'd love to tell, and there's folks around I know still remember well. Slow dancing close together when a ballad played, 'cause a thing called rock and roll yet to come. for a driving rest recall. Hey, that's the way it was in 51. Yeah, Hank and Lefty crowded every jukebox. Hey, that's the way it was in 51.
Well, continuing with the Merle Haggard thread, since we're talking about that, you did a track with Ronnie Reno and his band. Yesterday just passed my way again, and I first met Ronnie when he was touring as one of Merle Haggard's strangers back in the 70s.
Yeah, what an incredibly talented man. And he had a little bluegrass group here just out of Nashville. And so I got with him. So we recorded that song together in my studio. They came in, brought the banjos and my ukuleles in, and oh my God, unbelievable. I'm not ukuleles, but mandolins. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And brought those in, and they even did backgrounds on the song.
It's beautiful.
It's just a little bit of the bluegrass flavor to one of the passed away again. It's incredible. And then I thought you got to do a little vocals behind this thing as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
And they did, and you got to hear this thing. You just got to hear this thing.
I can't believe your lips are touching mine. After all the hurt and all this time, but I believe sometimes losers win. Yesterday just passed my way again. They say you can't turn back the hands of time, but tonight I'm holding the hands that once held mine, and you're loving me as if the world were mine. Yesterday just passed my way again. You're loving me as if the world might end. Yesterday just passed my way again. Yesterday just passed my way again.
You've got Lefty, Merle, and me on here that you recorded with Merle's oldest son, Marty, some years ago. And I have a very special connection to that song. I was at your house before the song came out, and you played it for me in your studio there. And I remember I just sat there, just you and I. And I just remember sitting there, and I just had tears in my eyes, and I thought, you just wrote a song about my life, too. because that's the way it's always been for me. And I know we've talked about this before, but I got to tell you, man, one of the best honors of my life is when I got to sing that with you when you were up here in Michigan.
You did, didn't you? You did Marty's part. You did. Bless your heart. And bless your heart. That sounds good.
But I love that song, buddy. I'll tell you what, that's
near and dear. I've always, everybody's got their heroes, right? I mean, and I've got mine. And Lefty and Merle Haggard are two of my biggest heroes. And so I kept thinking, I thought you saw a Lefty, Merle, and me. That's the way it always has been in my life. It's always been Lefty, Merle, and me. And so the song just kind of came out. I wrote it, but you were there, and then you were up there when I was singing it up in Michigan, and you just did a great job. I'm gonna come do that again. I'm just gonna come do that. Me and you do it again. How about that?
Oh, that'd be great, buddy. That was an honor of a lifetime. I love that song so much, and I can't tell you how much that means to me for sure.
We cut our teeth on always late with your kisses. Mom and Dad waltz, and I love you 1,000 ways. I follow my brother's footsteps through the music he was making. We both sing his songs like our own to this day. We grew up singing working man blues. Mama tried and sing me back home and Mama's hungry eyes. I followed my daddy's footsteps through the music that I'm making. We'll sing his songs that we love till we die. Lefty, Merle, and me is how it's always been, and the way it'll always be, with Lefty, Merle, and me. It's always been, and the way it'll always be, with Lefty, Merle, and me.
And boy, you and Brother Alan is just, each one of you brothers have a little bit of Lefty in you, but I got to tell you, I think Alan can hit him closer than anybody, and you did a really cool thing where you've got yourself and Alan, and you've got Lefty singing on Always Late. And then, of course, Bandy the Rodeo Clown, Alan sang, and then you guys did another duet. So, tell me about those songs, man. I'll tell you what, this is great.
Well, I tell you what, I've always one of the songs that I've always loved. Well, I love all Lefty songs. I mean, that he wrote. He was such a great songwriter. I mean, he was an incredible songwriter. And there were some songs in 1951 is when he wrote Always Late. Always Late. And said in 1951. I know you probably know this. You all people probably know this. But Lefty and Hank Williams in 1951, they traveled together. They did tours together, and they had in the Billboard Top 10 songs, they had 7 of the top 10 at the same time.
Man.
Can you imagine that? In 1951, Hank and Lefty had 7 of the top 10 Billboard songs at the same time. Lefty had number 1, number 2, number 4, and number 6.
My gosh.
And one of them was Always Late, and then it was Mom and Dad Walls, I Want to Be With You Always, and a Jimmy Rogers song. And I can't remember the name of it right off the bat, but that was another one that Lefty wrote 3 of them, and then the Jimmy Rogers song was the other. Oh, Traveling Blues was the name of it. Traveling Blues was the name of it.
Yep.
And that was the number 6 song. And then Hank Williams had 3 of it. So they had the top 10 pretty much covered, don't you think?
Man, that's for
Matter
sure.
of fact, Hank and Lefty was talking one day when they was out on the road there in 1951, and they were on the road out there. And Lefty said, "Why don't you join the Grand Ole Opry?" And Lefty said, "Well, why should I join the Grand Ole Opry?" And Hank Williams said, "Well, because of the popularity of the people all over the world listen to that. So they listen to that, and they'll get to know you better and stuff like that." And he said, "Lefty said, well, I don't know." He said, "Man," he said, "I got 4 in the top 10 songs right now in the world." And Hank said, "Well, Lefty, you got a point." Well, you got a point too, buddy.
Now, Lefty was a member of the Opry for some years, right? But I think he left.
He was.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he did come back. He lived in in those days he was living in Beaumont, Texas. But from Beaumont, Texas, they ended up moving out to California.
Mm-hmm.
El Monte is where they lived, and they moved over to Granada Hills. So Lefty then moved back to when I went in the Air Force in 1960. Lefty moved back to Nashville, and when he did, he joined the Grand Ole Opry. So it was about that time, 60, 61, something like that.
Okay.
And he joined the Grand Ole Opry at that time. I don't know how long he remained a member of it, but he joined it at that time.
That's amazing. Well, the curiosity in me of being in the studio and everything wants to know how you put together Always Late with getting Lefty's voice in there with you and Alan.
Oh, my goodness.
How did you guys put that together?
Well, I tell you, I had Lefty's voice on the track, and there was a band playing underneath him, and so I had to get Lefty's voice, because actually I think he was in a different key than what I did Always Late in. So we had to do a little trickery, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what's so nice about Nashville now is that they can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And anyway, we had a guy here that lives not too far away from where I live, and he did all the track, he did all the tuning, the mastering of the tracks. So there was a little part there where we couldn't seem to get rid of, a little something playing underneath Lefty, and we didn't want it there. He was able to take that out and just have Lefty's voice and put it in the right key. He did everything. It was amazing what they can do today.
Wow. That's
But
amazing.
I got Lefty singing the first verse, and then I sing the second part of it, and then there's the instrumental part in the middle of the song is just absolutely unbelievable. Some of the people that's playing on there, Pig Robbins, Kid Creek, one of the greatest piano players, great piano players, and all of them. You just got to hear this thing to believe it. All the instrumentation. Then Brother Allen comes in, as you could say, he's got the Lefty part down, hasn't he?
Yes, he does.
But he's got his own little thing going too, whether you hear it. And then I have Lefty come back in and sing the rest of it, and then Allen ends it.
That's
But it's got
really
the
neat.
3 brothers on it, 3 generations of brothers.
That's really
Lefty, David, and Allen, all on the same song. I don't know if anybody's ever done anything like that either, but that just goes to show you we can do some incredible things here in Nashville with
that's
these
cool.
these brilliant directors and people that know how to work all that equipment.
It was
So
cool.
it's really something you got to hear it to believe it. But Always Late with Your Kisses is the one that starts this album off. I wanted Lefty to start this album off, and he did.
There you go.
always late, yeah, with your kisses. Won't you come to my arms, sweet darling, and stay? Always late, yeah, with your kisses. Why, oh, why do you want to do me this way? How long do you think I can wait when you know you're always late? Always late, yeah, with your kisses. Why, oh, why do you want to do me this way?
Always late with your kisses. Won't you come to my arms, sweet darling, and stay? Always late with your kisses. Why, oh, why do you want to do me this way?
How long do you think I can wait when you know you're always late?
Always late with your kisses. Why do you want to do me this way?
We were at the studio the day you laid down the instrumental track for Bandy the Rodeo Clown, and you mentioned Pig Robbins, and I remember that he did his part on that song, and we were all sitting there just listening to it, and I remember when he got done and they shut the machine off, everybody in that studio just applauded. I'll never forget that.
Oh, man, I tell you what, I remember meeting Pig. The Town Hall Party days, remember back in California?
You
Town
betcha.
Hall Party had a TV show. Had some great people on there, and had a lot of guests every week, you know, and Hank Snow was on there a few times, and Tex Ritter was on there a few times, and just different people. And Lefty was a member of it. Freddie Hart was a member of it too as well.
Yeah.
And I'd go with Lefty every weekend that he was on there, and I'd go out there and get a chance. Now he'd take me with him every place in the world, and so I'd go out there with him, and we'd play those. And Pig was the piano player for Lefty in those days out there.
Man.
And I've even got video of Lefty singing a song on the Town Hall Party, and it goes to Pig when he plays the piano part.
Wow.
It's just that goes back, what, 1956, 1957, something
Yeah.
like that, 1955, something like that. And I was just a little kid there running around trying to hear everything, and I did too. I heard everything from these incredible players, but Pig was one of my favorites.
For those of you that aren't familiar with Pig Robbins, you can take a stack of records from your collection of country music and just pick them up and flip them over and see who's playing on the sessions, and I will guarantee you that the vast majority of them are going to list Hargus Pig Robbins as the piano player. He played on so many hit records. It is absolutely incredible. Like Behind Closed Doors for Charlie Rich, and I mean the list just goes on and on. And Easy Lovin' for Freddie Hart. I mean, just so many great songs he was on. And it was an honor to be able to meet him and listen to him play that day. I will never forget that. That was so cool.
No, it just was. He was just the most incredible stylist. But like you say, you could always pick a pig out of off of a record, even if you didn't know that he was on there. You could always tell with Pig. But there was a lot of musicians like that though in and around Nashville, and came to Nashville at some point. And we've been lucky enough. I've been here since I moved to Nashville, and I think it was in 81 I got to Nashville. Now, in fact, I remember coming to Nashville, and I used to come to Nashville every so often with Brother Lefty back in the 50s, and I could tell you stories all day long about some of those things. I can imagine. I can just tell you all kinds of stories if you want to hear them, because there's a lot of great things happened, and I was part of it, thanks to Lefty and a lot of the other people. It's just an amazing thing, and those incredible players like Pig Robbins migrated to Nashville as well, and just to be around them and stuff, it just melts your heart, just make you feel like you're in the right business,
You got a lot of them on this CD. By gosh, it's
they're
amazing.
all on here.
Yep, they're all on there. Now I'm probably going to open up a little bit of a can of worms here, but I know a little bit of backstory on I Never Go Around Mirrors. I got to say that right.
Around
Mirrors. Now I know that when Alan performs this song, he does it much slower than what Lefty did it originally.
It is a little bit slower, isn't it?
And a lot slower, and I know that you don't care for that. And I remember you telling me about when Alan does this song, you feel like you got time to go out for a sandwich before he's done, But I love it. You guys did it beautiful together.
I tell you, I take Alan with me on tour when I can get him, because he does gospel stuff all over the world. And so if I'm going to get him, I got to get him in advance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was with me last Friday at my big birthday party, and he's on this album, so he came in. He was a part of it, and you probably got pictures of me and him there together. Don't
I sure do, and I got to mention too that Tess did a beautiful painting of you. It's from the Gonna Hire a Wino times, and man, that is such a cool painting. I got to get a print of that. That's beautiful.
She is the most incredible, talented person. Of all the people that I guess I know in the world, she has got as much talent as anybody I've ever seen.
She sure does.
Not only is she a great singer, but she's also a songwriter. But she's also a painter. Well, God, you're not even going to believe it. But she brought for me a painting of I'm going to hire Wino decorate our home, and she's got me sitting in a chair. She's got the whole bar room painted, and it's got Budweiser coolers. It's got all kinds of
the whole story of the song is right there in that painting. That's cool.
And she painted every. When she paints a person, draws a person, she draws them to where you know exactly who it is.
Oh yeah.
She paints exactly what they look like.
We got a bunch of her paintings up on our wall. Her and Bobby came up here last December and did a show here in Traverse City. They came over to the house, and Bobby went through my record collection and everything. We had a blast.
Oh, my God.
But Merritt bought a bunch of Tessa's prints. She got the Merle Haggard one and the one of you and Shelley, and Patsy Cline,
goodness.
George Jones, Johnny Cash.
She's just great. Well, she's got that one of me and Joanne, my wife Jo.
Yeah.
And I've got it here with me now. And she just draws it where you get it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
I've never
amazing.
seen a talent as wide and as big and as beautiful as Tess Frizzell is. It's unbelievable. If you get a chance to see her, don't do it.
Absolutely.
That's what I say.
Absolutely.
You'll never be so impressed with somebody as you will be with her.
Who
was once a bull-hooking son of a gun. Now who keeps the pint hid out behind shooting number one? Who was riding high when a pretty girl rolled into the ground? Any kid knows where to find me. I'm Bandy the rodeo clown. In the riding and the roping, I was closing in on number one. Now dreams the night I ride on that silver saddle that I never won. Since she left me the whiskey, takes me to the rodeo grounds, where the cowboys think I'm handy. I'm Bandy the rodeo clown. And I could ride them all. The bulls and the broncs knew I was boss. But to ride that woman took me on, broke a whole lot more than this old cowboy's bones. While the tears on my makeup melts my painted smile into a frown. The crowd thinks I'm a dandy. I'm Bandy the rodeo clown. And I could ride them all. The bulls and the broncs knew I was boss. But to ride that woman took me on, broke a whole lot more than this old cowboy's bones. While the tears on my makeup melts my painted smile into a frown. The crowd thinks I'm a dandy. I'm Bandy the rodeo clown. Can't stand to see a good man go to waste. One who never combs his hair or shaves his face. A man who leans on wine over love that's told a lie. Oh, it tears me up to see a grown man cry. So never go around mirrors. I can't stand to see me without you by my side. No, I never go around mirrors, baby, 'cause I've got a heartache to hide.
can't stand to be where heartaches hang around. It's so easy for the blues to get me down. To see a grown man crawl is more than I can stand. When I look into the eyes of half a man, so I never go around mirrors. I can't stand to sing without you by my side. No, I never go around mirrors, because I got a heart to hide. And it tears me up to see a grown man cry.
Friends, we are talking with David Frizzell today about the brand new album, Frizzell and Friends, tribute to brother Lefty Frizzell and Nashville America Records. DavidFrizzell.com, and you can stream it all over the world on any of the great streaming places that we get our music, and you can get your CD, and we're playing the entire album for you tonight, and it's an honor, David, to have you on the show, buddy.
Scott, you know, you've been a friend for a long time, and I want to keep it that way, so. And I know you've got a great show, so thank you for having me on there, and thank you for playing these what I consider one of the greatest albums I've ever been involved with.
Absolutely.
It's the greatest thing I've ever really done in my lifetime. And believe me, I've been out there doing as much as I can. I started off with Brother Lefty way back when I was just a kid. Matter of fact, I met Freddie Hart when I was about 12.
My gosh.
And Lefty brought him up to the house, and I met Freddie. And Lefty met Freddie in Phoenix, Arizona, and took him to L.A. and got him on Capitol Records, I think it was.
Yes.
Got him on record, and Lefty was involved with helping Freddie Hart get his first album.
Yep.
Well, then Freddie, at 91, Freddie called me and asked me to do his last album. He said, David, this is going to be my last album, and I want you to do it. And you were there, so I know. And so you know the story behind that one.
Every step
he
of the
came
way.
in, and I produced it. Lefty produced it, got his first album done in 1951 or 52, somewhere in there. And I did his last album, Freddie Hart. One of them. Oh, this is just incredible. He's just an amazing man.
Well, you and I know a lot of people were looking forward to this one. You and Shelley West, of course, had some of the greatest duets in country music history. And you guys got back together and did a song for this project. Tell me how that came together.
Well, I had this song, that one of my favorite songs is a song called I Love You a Thousand Ways. One of my favorite Lefty songs. And that was a hit in 1950. And Lefty had two #1 records in it. His first record was, If You Got the Money, Got the Time. That was #1 in 1950. And the second song, in those days, they was putting out single records. You know, they have a song on each side, you know. And so on the A side was I Love You, If You Got the Money, Got the Time. On the B side of that record was I Love You a Thousand Ways. So after the song, If You Got the Money, Got the Time went #1, then the other one went #1. He had two #1 records in 1950. Well, and then it went to 1951. That's when he had 4 songs in the top 10 at the same time. So you see, he had so many blast records. Yeah. I mean, that were number one. But anyway, I knew I wanted to put that song on this album that I'm working on, that I've done now. And so I thought, man, this is just a great song. It ought to be done. And I don't know whether I should just sing it myself. Or I said, well, maybe, I wonder if I can make a duet out of it. And then when I thought of making a duet out with it, the first person came to mind was Shelley. And she'd been retired some 20 years or so. But I gave her a call. And, Shelley, how you doing? Well, I haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing? All that kind of thing. And finally I asked her, I said, Shelley, what's your favorite Lefty Frizzell song? And she said, well, I Love You 1,000 Ways. That's my favorite Lefty song. I said, well, then won't you come on down? I said, I'm going to record the song. She said, I'll be over there to bed. I'll be over there. And she was. Came to the studio. So anyway, that's how the song was done. She came in and recorded with me. And that's the first song we recorded. Where do you hear it? Well, you got to hear it.
It's so great to hear you guys sing together again. And you still have that beautiful blend together. I was always amazed at the harmony blend that you guys had together.
Well, her harmonies was, I could sing anywhere I wanted to. She could harmonize with me. She followed me no matter where I went.
I love you, I'll prove it in days to come. I swear it's true, darling, you're the only one. I think of you, of the past, all our fun. I love you, I'll prove it in days to come.
I'll be true, I'll prove it to you someday. I love you, in my heart you'll always stay. I've been so blue and lonesome all these days. I love you, and I'll prove it 1,000 ways.
You're my darling, you've been true. I should have good to you. You're the one that's in my heart while we're apart. I'll be nice and sweet to you, and no more be blue. I prove I love you every day, all kinds of ways. So darling, please wait until I'm free.
There'll be a change, a great change made in me.
I'll be true, there'll never be blue days. I love you, I'll prove it 1,000 ways.
Live and in person. One of the greatest voices in country music and one of the most underrated, in my opinion, is Gene Watson. And I can't think of a better song for you guys to have done together than Long Black Veil. Tell me about this one.
Well, I tell you what, I was doing something in the studio, and Gene came in, and he came up here to buy a bus, and I told him who to buy it from. I said, I know the guy's got all the buses, and so he went over and bought a bus. But he came back to the studio, and I was about me and him. I said, let's do something together. And he said, he said, when I realized I wanted to do country music, the first song came to my mind was The Long Black Veil. He said, how about us doing that? I said, well, let's do it. So he came in the studio after he bought that bus, and we recorded the song. And then I did a television show, and I brought him in, and we did the song again. And but the song is probably one of the. I think it's in. We put it out some time back. Just me and him and that song, and we put it out on radio. It's over 1 million views now. Well, way up in the millions.
Wow.
And so I put it on this album just because it's an incredible thing we did. And working with Gene Watson was just a great time for me because I love the way he sings, and I love him too. He's just an incredible guy. And so we put him on the album and put him on this new album and all that kind of stuff. But it's a great. I think one of the greatest songs. I remember when I first heard the song, I was coming to Nashville with Lefty back in 1959. 1959.
Yeah.
I drove him from L.A., and we did some shows on the way out to Nashville. I drove him all the way to Nashville. But he did drive a little bit, but it's hard to remember that part. So I drove us all the way out here, and I got a chance. We drove into the town limits of Nashville, and Lefty. When we pulled over to this gas station, had a little convenience market in it, and Lefty called his producer Don Law, and said, "Well, we're here. We made it to town, and just wanted to call and let you know we're here." He said, "Lefty, don't you move. He said, I know exactly where you are. Don't move, and I'll be right there." We stayed there at that little gas station where we waited for Don Law to meet us. And when he did, he brought a little tape of The Long Black Veil. And Lefty had with him a little woolen sack tape recorder. Nice little tape recorder.
Yep.
And we went in that store, plugged it in, and we heard The Long Black Veil from Mary John Wilkins, one of the writers, and sing The Long Black Veil. And she's singing her voice, female voice. And we heard it. And then Don Law rewound it and played it again. And Lefty looked over at me and he whispered down and he said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Sonny," I called him Sonny. "Sonny," I said, "that is no doubt the saddest song I've ever heard." So they played it again. And Lefty said, "I'll do it." And so about a couple of weeks later, I was in the studio with Don Law, he's producing, and Lefty sang the song. It was a great band. The band in there, was the band that came to do the session, was just absolutely incredible. Oh, they're all incredible, though. And Lefty recorded The Long Black Veil. And so me and him were standing in the studio, in the control suite, and listened to the playback as they were mixing it. And so played it, and Lefty whispered to me, said, "What do you think?" Like he did it before. And I said, "Sonny," I said, "that's the saddest song I've ever heard, but I've never heard you sing better." I said, "You're singing better than I've ever heard anything in my life. That is incredible." That's what I like it too.
It's a country music classic.
And so they actually put the song out. And I think it went number 3 or something like that in the nation. But we got it on here, and me and Gene Watson sing it.
Man, that's incredible.
And I've been singing this song for all these years anyway. And as a matter of fact, right at that same time, when Lefty recorded A Long Black Veil, I met Don Law. He put me on Columbia Records.
Wow.
So I got on Columbia Records at the same time. Lefty recorded A Long Black Veil, and I got signed to Columbia Records the first time I came to Nashville.
10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, there was someone killed the town hall lights. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. The judge said, "Son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, then you won't have to die." Well, I spoke not a word, though it meant my life, for I had been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The scaffold's high and eternity near. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold winds moan in a long black veil, she cries o'er my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Nobody knows but me. Nobody knows but me.
You got a couple beautiful solos that you did on this project that I wanted, and I know that these songs are very near and dear to your heart, so I know why you chose to do them. But you got Mom and Dad's Waltz on here, which is just gorgeous, and I think that's one of the most beautiful songs that Lefty ever did. And then I Want to Be With You Always too. You did such a beautiful job on both of those.
Isn't that a great song?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's such a great song. And I recorded that. And I just love singing. That's my kind of. I love singing those kind of songs. I love singing that Mom and Dad Waltz, or I love any. I love to sing. Well, I love singing the Merle Haggard song too.
You betcha.
I love Merle Haggard's writing. Marty Robbins, I was on the road with Marty Robbins a lot. You know his birthday is the same birthday as mine.
I didn't know that until I saw that picture that you had posted. We had a picture of him in the background there, and I didn't realize that. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool.
That was Marty Robbins' room, and me and Alan sat in that room when we did this show last Friday. And there's me. There's a lot of different people with birthdays on September 26th. But Marty Robbins, come on. Van Anderson's another one.
I'd walk for miles, cry or smile for Mama and Daddy. I want them to know how I feel. My love is real for Mama and Daddy. I want them to know I love them so. In my heart joy tear starts, 'cause I'm happy, and I pray every day for Mom and Pappy, and each night I'd walk for miles, cry or smile for Mama and Daddy. I want them to know I love them so. I'd fight in wars, do all the chores for Mama and Daddy. I want them to live on till they're gone. I'd work and slave, never rave to Mama and Daddy, because I know I owe them my all. In my heart, joy tear starts, 'cause I'm happy. And I pray every day for Mom and Pappy, and each night I'd walk for miles, cry or smile for Mama and Daddy. I want them to know I love them so. I love them so. Well, I lose my blues, honey, when I'm with you. No one else can do. You're in my heart to stay. But when I'm gone and I'm all alone, I'll be singing this song. I wanna be with you always. I'd be happy, dear, if you could only be here and always be near, forever and a day. Then we'll travel far to some big shining star, just you and my guitar, and stay there, sweethearts, for always. I hope you feel the same. You really want my name. You'll be the one who's to blame if it works out wrong that day. 'Cause my love is true, my love is only for you. I'll never be blue if I can be with you always.
But there is a couple of songs that I wrote that Lefty Frizzell is one of them I put on here, and then I wrote a song called Goodbye.
That's a beautiful, beautiful way to end the album.
I never got a chance to say goodbye
to
to my brother Lefty when he passed. I was on tour. I was in Washington State. I was doing a show up there. I was doing Lefty songs then. I was doing Lefty songs when I found out he passed. And I was singing Mom and Dad Waltz, I think it was. But one of the guys came out and told me, David, your brother Lefty's just passed. Well, I was doing the show.
Yeah.
That's when I found out that Lefty. So I didn't get a chance to be with Lefty when he left us. And then same thing happened with my mom. I wasn't around where I was with her when she passed. I was out on the road again. But so I wrote him a song called Goodbye. And I brought Jimmy Fortune in to sing harmony with me and sing with me on that song. You know Jimmy Fortune.
Oh my gosh.
There's nobody more talented than this guy. And he's done a lot of things with me. We've been pals. We've been best brothers, like brothers. We've been best brothers just for very years. And he came over and did that with me, and I put it on here. It's a goodbye to Brother Lefty, and he sings with me on it, and it's just so special.
I remember back some years ago, up in Washington State, I was doing a show. They called my name and I took the stage, singing songs my brother made. I love you 8,000 ways, Mom and Dad waltz and always late. Alice called, told me the news. My brother was gone before his songs were through, and I wish we had a moment more, at least one more minute more, so we can say goodbye. We're all called to Mama's side. The doctors, we know how they all tried everything to keep her alive, to give us kids a little more time. I held her hand for quite a while. I said, I love you, Mama, and she smiled. We sang Sweet Willie the day she died. But we never said goodbye. I wish we had a moment more, at least one more minute more, so we can say goodbye. At least one more minute more, so we can say goodbye. Say goodbye.
mentioned this earlier, but I want to talk about this song. This is the last song we need to talk about. Actually, I think we got them all. Lefty and Jones with Georgette. And the last time I talked to you, you were going to share a story about George Jones and Lefty Frizzell. So I want you to lay that on me, and I want you to tell me about this song too.
Well, I wrote the song, but I think the story I was going to tell you is when Lefty first met George. Lefty was doing a show in 1951, something like that, and he did a show there in Texas, and they had a bunch of opening acts on the show, and so all these different acts they got up there and they sang, and then they called Lefty out and Lefty closed the show. But after the show, Lefty went back into the dressing room to change his, take his the show clothes, put other clothes, and went back in, and here's all these people, all these opening acts was in there, and different artists was in there, and Lefty went up to this one guy, and he went up to this one guy, and he said, I just want to tell you, he said, man, you don't dress like a star. He said you need some show clothes. And he said, I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you a suit, and you wear it, and you'll become a star. And so Lefty gave George Jones his first nudie suit.
Wow.
And that suit was given back to me just before George passed. I got it back. I got it in a museum down in Nashville.
Wow. That's it. That's in the museum.
That's the story. But I got pictures of George wearing that same suit.
Wow.
I got pictures of Lefty wearing that suit in the museum, and I got the suit sitting there as well. And then I got pictures of George Jones wearing that same suit.
That's really cool.
So that's the great story of George and Lefty.
Now that's in the museum where you did your album release party, right?
Right, exactly. And it's so beautiful. What a beautiful suit. And but George had it for years. Actually, he lost it 2 or 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
He'd lose the suit after somebody bring it back to him, And then anyway, I finally got it back. I wanted it for the Lefty Frizzell archive,
Yeah.
And but George wouldn't wear it anymore anyway, so he gave it back to me.
What a beautiful story, and what a beautiful song. It's perfect to have Georgette singing on this song with you.
Well, you know what? I had never met Georgette. I think I might have met her a few times. But when I wrote the song about him, Lefty and George, they were buddies. They were good friends all those years. You know what I mean? And Lefty and him worked together a lot, and just all that kind of thing. Just hung out together a lot. Perrin Young was that way too, but Perrin and Lefty were really close. Oh my goodness gracious! And I knew Perrin because of Lefty. I met all these people because of Lefty. And back in those days, they had big tours, and every Sunday you might work during the touring season, which is from about March to November. During that every Sunday they'd have a package show someplace, and Lefty was invited to be on every one of them. And so when Lefty was someplace, so was I. And Johnny Cash was on there. All the different acts in the world. Everybody that was anybody that had a song out, was on that show at some time or another. So I got a chance to meet everybody that way because I was on every one of those shows with Lefty. And I'd open the show, sing 2 songs, and bring Lefty out.
And
then I'd stay there playing guitar with him. Sometimes I'd play harp with him a little bit.
Well,
way back in those days. But I got a chance to meet and know everybody, hang out with everybody, laugh with everybody, talk to everybody. And so I just got to know everybody in those days.
David, you don't often talk about yourself, and I know you don't put yourself up in a big light and everything, but there's a lot of artists now that feel that way about you. They say that I got to meet David Frizzell. I got to hear him sing, And so, you've carried on that tradition in such a big way. And I call the Frizzell family or the one of the royal families of country music, because you really are. You've got the Hank Williams family, you've got the Lefty Frizzell family, and every one of you Frizzells are such nice people, and you're so talented. And the thing that I love the most about you, all of you, is that you're so down to earth, and you really always keep in mind the tradition and the history and the music, and you're presenting it to a whole new generation. And that's something that we really need in this world nowadays. We have to keep that music going, and this project that you put out, above everything, I think is going to help do that in a big way. And I know there's a lot of things coming about Lefty. I've seen some great clips from the documentary that they've been posting lately, and I just think that this is going to be a really great time that a lot of people are going to rediscover, or maybe discover for the first time, the music of Lefty Frizzell and the entire Frizzell family.
Well, I agree with everything you just said, too, buddy. And my plans is to keep it going. I was just going to give you one more little story before I get out of here. Back in 1950, 1951, I was living in Snyder, Texas. You remember that? You know where Snyder, Texas is?
I know where that's at, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, okay. And there's a place called not Tipton, but I can't remember the name. Kermit, Texas, which is a little bit not too far away from Snyder. And my uncle lived there, so I went up and stayed with him for a little while. And there was a radio station there that found out that Lefty's brother was in town and asked me to be on the show. I was 9 years old. I sounded like a little girl. And I'm on that show up there on every Sunday. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. And Charlene MacArthur was on that show too. I don't know if you've ever heard that name before.
Yeah.
But she was on that show as well, on the radio show. And I'd go in there, and they made a copy. I don't know how they did it. They made a copy of me singing I Love You a Thousand Ways. So it's David Frizzell singing I Love You a Thousand Ways. I was 9 years old. And so I've been singing, all this time, all the rest of my life. I'm still here.
I know you've got some great things coming up. You're going to be on the Malpas Brothers show, and I know you've got a taping coming up for that down in Texas.
Right. That's in November, I think.
Yeah, and there's a guy that's going to be there, I think, the same time you are, Jason James. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I don't know. No, I don't think.
But I'm here to tell you, he's a huge Lefty Frizzell fan, for one thing. But,
wow, I don't blame him for that.
He's got a brand new album that's ready to go, and he's a fantastic singer and songwriter.
Oh, great! I'll be looking forward to seeing him then.
I hope you get to spend.
Dalton's going to be there.
I saw that too. Another one of our dear friends.
Oh, and, she's so special. There again. She is a special lady.
So be looking for that, folks. You're going to see some great country music on the Malpas Brothers show. David's got a lot of tour dates lined up. Go to davidfrizzell.com. You can check out all of his tour dates, and of course you can
we've been invited to go on a cruise.
Oh wow!
I think we're going. I think that's in January, February, something. January, I guess it is. And we're going on a cruise down through the Caribbean.
Wonderful.
So we're going to be singing on that, and Lazy J's going to be on that, I believe.
You're going to be down in Shipshewana, Indiana in March, and as long as we don't have a blizzard going on up here, buddy, Sarah and Merritt and I are going to come down and spend some time with you guys for that.
I hope you do. You know what? We got that show in Shipshewana, and I'm hoping Brother Allen's going to be there with me. I'm not sure that yet, but we're going with that, and then that's on a Friday night, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Sunday night we're going to be in New York. We're going to be in the state of New York.
Wow.
So you imagine I'm still traveling like that.
Good for you.
Imagine anybody doing that. You imagine anybody doing that their whole life.
But you love it. It's what you do.
Yeah.
You do it so well. So
that's what we do, buddy.
So if we're as long as the weather holds good, you never know this time of year up with that March in Michigan. You never know, but. As long as we can get out of the driveway, we're coming down to see you. How's that?
I'd love, if not, I'm going to drive and see you. One of the two.
All right.
Somehow or other, we're going to be getting together. That is how it is. Tell the family I love them, And I'll see you soon, pal.
Thank you so much, buddy. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy birthday to Joe, and congratulations on this wonderful new album, and thank you so much for taking so much time. We just scratched the surface. Boy, you told some great stories, and there's some great music. Everybody's getting to hear this whole thing tonight, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your time, David.
I thank you the same, buddy. I love you guys, and keep this music going, and I know you can do it as good as I can, so let's work together on it, okay?
The wonderful album, Frizzell and Friends, tribute to Brother Lefty Frizzell, as we continue with My Kind of Country. David, thanks again.
Bye-bye now. Thanks, pal.
Sometimes I like to try and sing like my brother, and maybe throw in a little Jones.
'Cause Lefty and Jones complement each other, and I can't count the times I sang along.
And I think we should make Jones a national treasure, build a bronze statue so everyone can see.
And Lefty's in the Hall of Fame where they both belong.
When it comes to country music, I think Lefty and Jones. When Lefty and Jones sing, I believe what they're saying.
Daddy can make you laugh or cry,
depending on the song. And when Lefty curls his voice, it's country music in the making. When it comes to country music, I think Lefty and Jones. Jones sing, I believe what they're saying.
Daddy can make you laugh or cry,
depending on the song. And when Lefty curls his voice, it's country music in the making. When it comes to country music, I think Lefty and Jones. When it comes to country music, thank God for Lefty and Jones.